Well, we had another up day in the grains, but it's war premium that's really doing it. We're talking with Aaron Thiele right now of agmarket.net on our daily market summary. And Aaron, the Russia-Ukraine situation, you know what? It's been going on for several years, but it's kind of taken a back burner in the last little while, and now it's starting to heat up again, and the wheat markets are responding.
Yeah, absolutely. I was seeing reports that there's more bombings and more attacks rising and taking place. And like you said, it's been a thing for the past few years. But I think the thing that's different right now is that they're now starting to target export and vessels, and so it's making transportation and limiting how much wheat and grains can be moving throughout the Black Sea. And I think that's what's got the wheat market excited. And we see the wheat that Kansas City wheat's up 30 cents today, and Chicago wheat's up 25 cents or so. And so I think that's leading the way for most of the grains right now. And whenever that's going on, the market can get excited.
And remind our viewers why the wheat market is so focused on that area. I mean, we know it's a wheat production area, but how big is it in the world stage?
Yeah, I mean Russia's one of the biggest exporters of the wheat of wheat, and so whenever you have a big supplier that is in question of whether or not they can be exporting that amount, and then you also throw into the fact that there's some drought and some condition questions about what's going on in Europe as well. And when there's just limited supply and stuff like that going on, it can put a premium on our product and what we're growing here.
Then moving over to the livestock side of things, I know cattle had a decent day in there, start this week, and now we're looking at midweek, and it was going back down to these triple-digit losses. Is it just kind of a continuing that momentum it's had for the past couple of weeks?
Yeah, cattle continue their momentum down lower. Feeders are down $8 right now, 9 in the deferred months, and then fats are down $3 in August and $3 to $4. So yeah, I think that they're just continuing their laid lower. They're putting a lot of pressure on the cash markets. We're seeing the feeder cattle index has pulled back down into the 350s, and then the fat cattle cash trade has also been a lot lower the past couple of weeks as well. And so when you have that going on, and maybe the funds are transitioning instead of wanting to be involved in the livestock, the cattle markets are looking to get into the corn, could be something that's adding to that as well. But for the most part, there's just not a whole lot of bullish information that's wanting to push the market higher at this moment.
And I was going to ask, because obviously with there's not much of a hurry to get the heifers and the herds rebuilt, but it does take time, even if there is. I mean, how much of it's consumer related to seeing some of that sticker shock at the meat counter?
Yeah, I think that there's that aspect as well. When you get done, I mean, we just got done with the 4th of July, and so we've entered the dog days of summer, when prime grilling season and demand has maybe taken a step back, and then also cutout values. We see that with cutout values dropping and pulling back as well. And so I think the one thing that is for certain is that the consumer loves beef, and so I think we may continue to see the demand for beef stay strong. And while that herd is rebuilding, it should hopefully support the market as well.
And then on the hog side of things, I mean, they've been having a little bit of positive momentum this week. Were they able to hold on to that today?
Yes, they were. The front month August future was down 5 cents, but the deferred months were closed higher, and so they've kind of had contrary action or price action to the cattle market. The cattle market has really been selling off and pulling back since the middle of June, roughly, and since the middle of June in the hog market, we've seen it climb a little bit higher. And so it's good to see that the hogs have finally found support in the middle of June, and they're climbing up higher.
All right. Well, folks want to get a look at the intel that you have at agmarket.net, or maybe talk to you guys about some marketing strategies. What's the best way for them to get that conversation going?
They can find us online at agmarket.net, or they can call us here in the Wisconsin office at 608-384-5438.
Well, Aaron Thiele's been with us here from agmarket.net. Aaron, thanks so much for the insight. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Sounds good. Thank you.